Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today we're going to talk about the character that I've been playing for a little bit on PoE. I don't want to go too crazy, so I'm probably just going to release this guide, and that's probably going to be about it. But this is for people who want to kind of follow along and whatnot. So in this video we're going to talk about the gear that I'm using. I'm going to show you guys a little rundown of the character. Now everything I'm using with the exception of my amulet, with all my gear combined, is about 20 chaos if even. So it's a pretty budget character, as all my builds are. And again, we're gonna go over the character, the gem setup, a little bit into endgame, what you can do to change your character around, the progression, and how to level up really fast. So the first thing I want to do is this character is level 72. So we're actually gonna go ahead and we're gonna go run just a quick demonstration through Dried Lake to show you guys the damage of the character. Alright. So, for single target, we're using Split Arrow with faster attacks, chain, weapon elemental damage, and increased crit damage as a 5-link. Now, 5-links are very cheap to get right now in Tempest. They're very cheap just because of the simple fact that the Tempests are all over the place with Corruption, and Corruption Tempests make a bunch of, they basically make you get a bunch of 5-links and random off-color shit. For single target, we've got GMP, Weapon LE, Vol, Burning Arrow, and Point Blank, and we've also got Tornado Shot, LMP, Crit Damage, Weapon LE. They're used for two different scenarios. Now you can swap out GMP, Tornado Shot if you'd like to as well. But let's go ahead and get this started. So with all buffs, I'm 15.4k on my Split Arrow. We're 13.4 or 13k or 14k on Tornado Shot, and we're 10k on the Vol Burning Arrow. It's a pretty neat character. I like it. I don't know how well it's gonna do in like super high-end map because it's evasion based, but it should be able to hit just about 6,000 life, and it's got the defensive mechanics of being ranged. You've got the freeze chance, etc. You've got the big boy deeps, so it's a pretty cool character. Reflect is not too much of an issue in soloing. I'm sure it could be an issue with party play, but as long as you're not stupid and smack something in the face with your Vol Burning Arrow like I did, then you shouldn't die. So here's a Reflect mob. It did a decent amount, it did an okay amount, but nothing to really concern yourself with right now, considering I barely have any evasion. I only have 5,000 evasion right now, so that's absolutely nothing. The curse on hit setup I'm using to get Assassin's Mark. So we've got power charges, we've got frenzy charges that we're running. Frenzy charges come from Blood Rage. Blood Rage is solely being sustained by my life regeneration from the tree. And then we've also got power charges coming from Curse on Hit, Herald of Ice. That's all we're doing to keep that up. Oopsies. Now, as for buffs, or I guess you could say auras, all I'm running right now is Wrath and Herald of Ice. I don't really plan on running much more. You could do some fancy stuff to run extra auras and squeeze in extra heralds and stuff and run blood magic, but this character sustains herself off mana. Doesn't really have too much of an issue aside from tanky rares. Sometimes I'll hit my mana pot. I don't mind running a mana pot. I know a lot of people don't like it, so if you totally want to run blood magic, you can. It's entirely up to you as a person, but that'll be, more into when we actually talk about the tree itself. Alright, so here's Vol. See if I can get him to spawn some ads. Well, can you spawn ads, please, so we can actually, get you cursed? Alright, so there's the curse. So my Vol Burning Arrow usually does way more damage, same thing with Tornado Shot, but obviously I'm unable to shock Vol himself. So it was okay, it wasn't anything too crazy. It is on a 4-link. We do have the option of getting a second 5-link, which would be used for Tornado Shot, most likely, or Vol Burning Arrow. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of that. Vol Burning Arrow for mobs does pretty insane damage. I can one-shot most Exiles, even a lot of map bosses as well. So here's a mob. You're dead. Let's try to find someone else here. Dun, 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 dun. What else can we find? But again, I can't stress the fact more of be very careful while using Ball Burning Arrow, because you will one-shot yourself to reflect if you hit a reflect pack in the face with it, because Vol Burning Arrow cannot miss. I mean, shit, my Split Arrow one-shots most rare mobs if it crits. Alright, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and talk about the character now. So, we're going to go into the gearing portion here. Let's start with a weapon. Now, my weapon is worth about... I bought it for 5 chaos. Maybe it's worth like 7 chaos or so. It's not really that expensive by any means. Ideally, you would want like 2 tier 1 LE rolls with a weapon elemental damage roll with a high crit attack speed and crit multiplier, but that's too much. You know, we're just starting low on a budget character. So this weapon required level 50, and I've been using it since 50. I'm 72 now. Probably going to upgrade it for like a 10-15 chaos bow later on in the future. My helmet is a tri-res life helmet that I found myself. My quiver I bought for 5 chaos recently. It gives wed, flat damage, or flat cold, gives a little bit of global crit with some life, and it's got a crit base. My boots are life tri-res, low movement speed. They're really nothing special. My gloves are accuracy, life, mana, 2 res. My belt is just a wed roll. It's, you know, nothing really too special on the gear. My 5 link I got really cheap for like 5 chaos because, again, there's just so much corrupted shit all over the market right now. You just find one for the right colors and you're good to go. My left ring I just bought actually right before this video. I bought it for about, I think it was 10 fusing, so that's 5 chaos. The main reason I purchased it was for the intel, whoopsies, and the wed roll. And then my other ring I bought for 5 chaos a long time ago, which I need to upgrade here soon because it has no weapon elemental damage on it. And my amulet I got for about 4 chaos, 5 chaos. It was a good steal. I don't know how much shit's worth in this league, but this is like perfect for stats for me. It was wed, flat cold damage with crit. It gave a resist that I needed, and it's on an intel base, so it was like perfect. And the guy put a 26 life, so we got to remove that. So that pretty much covers all of that. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the skill tree really fast, and you know why I chose Scion and how you can level up very quickly as this character, because I had no trouble at all leveling at any point in time throughout my time playing this character. It was a joke the whole way through. So you're gonna make use of these jewels called Static Electricity. You really only need one of them, but they make the leveling process an absolute insane joke. They're pretty nuts. Like if I were to take my Static Electricity off right now, I'll probably drop to about 9,000 damage on my split arrow, maybe like 9,300. So I'm just gonna pull it out. 9,200. It's almost like a 10% damage boost. It's pretty nuts. This jewel is about 5 alterations, so you want to make sure you pick up this jewel. The next jewel you're going to use for the leveling process is Survival Instincts Cobalt Jewel, which is also a really, really good jewel. You don't need to use it if you don't want to, but you're going to have the jewel spot open. And last but not least, you're going to want to use a... Actually, I can't show you because I'm using the cosmetic, but if you see where it says has Stormcloud skin, that's a bow you want to find, which you can buy for about 5 alterations as well. Stormcloud is a bow that pretty much does not allow you to deal any physical damage, but it has high attack speed and only elemental damage on it, aka lightning damage. So it's like perfect for your character. It's just all lightning damage. So let's talk about the leveling process here. I'm going to bring up a tree really quickly for you guys and navigate it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in so that you guys hopefully should be able to see it. Let's put on Capture Player Windows. Alright, so the difference between Scion, I guess, Ranger, Shadow, or Duelist is that Scion has access to getting this more efficiently. That's the only thing. There is no other change. So if you don't plan on going here, you don't have to pick Scion. Anyway, let's talk about the character. So I started off kind of like this. Once I got to this point here, I put in a Static Electricity Jewel. We move across right down through here, and you get this jewel socket. Now when you get to this jewel socket, you're going to pull out your Static Electricity Jewel, and you're going to put it right here. Now what Static Electricity does is, if you look at my tree, Static Electricity gives you 1 maximum lightning damage per 1 dexterity. In this spot right here, you got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 dexterity. 80 dexterity, that's pretty big for Static Electricity. And what's going to go right here, which is replaced for me, is going to be a Survival Instincts when you get to Act 2. You can run that, you can get it for free, you don't have to buy it. You just run Crypt, and you're good to go. So, we're going to go ahead and move down towards here, cut through Duelist, get Art of the Gladiator, and that's your insane damage increase. That's 12% attack speed with accuracy, and then the dexterity goes right into your jewel as well. Grab Fury Bolts, even more deeps, grab your projectile damage, and now we're going to get some life. So we're going to grab Golem's Blood, grab the life node as well, master the arena. We're going to move over, right over here, grab Finesse, which is more attack speed, accuracy, Heart of the Oak. You can now run Blood Rage. You're about, I don't know, mid-20s, maybe level 30. You're running Blood Rage already. So we're going to move across here, grab Herbalism. Now here you have a long trek to do. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 to 8 nodes. So it's up to you if you want to get life at this point. So I'm just going to go ahead and beeline exactly how I did it. I went right through here. I grabbed the intel, which I'll need later on. Now, by this point in time, you're probably just running 1 Herald, or you're running 2 Heralds, however you want to do it. Your choices are between Wrath, Anger, Herald of Ice, and Herald of Thunder. My personal favorite combination for leveling was Herald of Ice and Anger. Anger because you don't really have the intel to run Wrath. I've actually been running... I ran Anger up until level 71. So there's nothing wrong with running Anger your whole way through. You still have fine damage. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to shock the bosses anyway. So from this point, you get the deeps again. You're going to connect through, grab Coordination, grab your life that you want. I'm also going to move right through here and grab Constitution. And we're going to go to the next part. So by here, you're about 50. Around the range of 50, it's time to start transitioning to go crit, and you're in the perfect spot for it. So we're going to grab Trickery. I'm actually going to move across and grab Blood Drinker as well. Grab Assassination. Move down. Whoops, let's Control Z that. We don't want to ruin that. Alright, there we go. And you're going to grab Heartseeker as well. Now, so here you're about, what, 60 or so? You're somewhere in this range. It's really up to you on how you want to do it from here. So I started slowly filling in life nodes. And while I was filling in life nodes at this point, I also decided I wanted more crit chance. Oh, whoops, I'm stupid. There we go. I completely forgot about this part. You're going to come down and grab lethality. There we go. Now we're good on the points. Alright, so by this point, I decided I wanted more crit. I thought my damage personally was fine. I just wanted more sustained damage for crit chance. My crit chance in town currently is 54% chance. Like, for me, that's good. I'm happy with that. It's going to go up more, but 54% without charges or Assassin's Mark is great for me. So I decided I wanted more crit. So if you want more damage, you can choose to spec LA damage right here in Shadow. But I decided to take these 2 crit nodes and this crit node right here. That's an extra set of crit nodes. Also, I decided one other thing. Now, this is when you kind of make the decision of how you want to play this. You can connect through here, grab Harrier, grab your Hired Killer, grab your True Strike, grab your Jewel Socket. It's a good spot. It's not that bad. But I don't personally have a good jewel to put here, and I feel it's not worth me going there unless I have like a life jewel that's really good. So I decided to drop out of this and not actually touch this side yet. And instead, I went down to get King of the Hill. Now, King of the Hill itself is actually a really good utility node. The points spent to it is 20% per crit, like 20%. So this is 20% crit, 40, 60, 80, 100, because it's 80, 10, 10. So in terms of efficiency, it's 20% crit chance per node. It's not that bad, it's not that good, but the utility of King of the Hill, I kind of doubted it. It's pretty nice to have, but it's not really required in any type of way. So at this point, you're probably going to need intel, so I have an intel node allocated here. I don't need this one anymore because my gear is kind of modified around it, but you do want to start getting some more stuff. So we're 159 life right now, and there are other options for life. So we're going to move through and grab this evasion cluster here. This is really good. This puts us at 176% life. The other life that I get would be Hired Killer here. So since I don't have Hired Killer, in this current setup, you could just move down and grab Revenge the Hunted. I don't really like the wheel that much, but the evasion is pretty nice. But we're not going to worry about that right now. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick up Frenzy Charges at this point. Oh, also, you could spec up right here and grab this cluster. So we're going to go ahead and grab our Frenzy Charges. So that's 1, 2. We got another 1, 2, and we've got another 1, 2 right here. Now from here, again, I would recommend stopping because you have enough damage, and I'd recommend going for life. Again, you've got numerous ways of picking up your life. You can go through here to grab the life, whoops, right in Duelist. You can grab jewel sockets if you're going for a more expensive build and you've got it. You've got a jewel socket there. You've got a jewel socket here. We've got a jewel socket here. We've got a jewel socket there. And you could get this one, but I wouldn't recommend it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the next part that I have mapped out, which is it comes through here, picks up this, connects like this, and it ends right around kind of like this. And again, there's still a lot that I'm playing around with, so I don't have the exact... I completely forgot, by the way. I'm sorry. Pick up acrobatics while you're walking by here. I don't know how I derped on that. But grab acrobatics. And then I would also grab the dodge into phase acrobatics because it's not going to hurt. But, yeah, so this is what I've got down for my character. And it's pretty nice. I mean, this is the character I'm running right now, if you want to see. It's very similar to what I am doing. There really isn't much that's changed. I haven't picked up my frenzy charges yet, because I want to pick up these life notes first before I start scaling more damage. But that's the character. I enjoyed it a lot. I will have this skill tree for you guys. You can see it's... Actually, I can't PoE URL it, so I'm going to tiny URL it and put it in the chat down there. Make sure you look in the description if you guys want to see it. But, again, if you guys like the build, feel free to check it out. And I hope you guys like it. Anyway, I'm out. I've got to go get some bed. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning here. So take care, everybody. If you like the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys all later. Have a wonderful time, everybody.